Hi guys, so I was planning on doing a review of the Art of the Dragon Prince, and I was going through it and kind of making notes, and I realized that I have a lot to say about pretty much everything on every page, so I decided to just go through every page and talk about the art and some of the notes that they were left, and yeah, so let's get right into it. So the real content, like in most books, begins on page 8. I really love this art of young Soren and Claudia and Viren conjuring some kind of fireball. I really love the personality difference between Soren and Claudia in this image. Like, Claudia, you can see, is like intrigued by this strange magical power, and Soren is pretty freaked out. Probably because he just watched his dad kill something, which, I mean, I suppose should be pretty traumatizing. The Spark. The very first story sketch that became the Dragon Prince is 5 short pages. In it, a father lectures his children on the magical arts. He tells them the bitter tale of humanity's history, born without magic, left to suffer and struggle while elves and dragons turned their backs on their plight. But humans discovered another path. They learned how to harness the innate magic inside of creatures themselves. As his children look on, the father reaches for a bell jar containing a spider and lets the creature crawl onto his hand and up his arm. The abdomen of the spider glows like a flame. This is an emberback spider, he explains. So small a thing, but so full of magical power. The father crushes the spider in his hand, and a fireball leaps to life in his palm. His son, who would later be named Soren, recoils, but his daughter Claudia's eyes widen. Transfixed! This is dark magic, the father explains. He is yet to be named. Alright, so, backing up a little bit, back to page 8. I love this picture of Viren with a beard. I really want to see Viren have a beard in the next season. I'm hoping that because he's going to be on the run, perhaps, and then hiding, that he might actually grow out a beard, because I think he would look really cool with a full-grown beard. Like a big bushy one, not like the one he usually has. I love this picture of Claudia conjuring those, like, shadow wolf creatures. I don't remember if they actually had a name or not, but so cool. And then here you can see Claudia sneaking up, getting the horn of a unicorn, which is really cool. Dark magic was the spark that grew into the world of the Dragon Prince, a place where magic is extraordinarily difficult, if not impossible, for humans, except for a grisly shortcut. That shortcut and the power struggle it creates set the stage for the two sides of the continent-spanning conflict, and the 3 main characters caught on the opposite sides of it. Page 10. Heroes. Rayla, Callum, and Ezrin are the heroic trio who look past their complicated and violent history and work instead for peace. But before our main characters even had names, we explored their dynamic through a concept we thought of as a trifold strength: head, hand, and heart. Mind, body, and spirit. You know, I've actually heard of that in the, like, different, like, trios and, like, the 5-man band. These are all, like, writing character dynamics. Exploring the trio's individual strengths also illuminated individual weaknesses. An elven assassin who is capable of extreme feats of strength and skill, but struggles with softer emotions and expression. An artist with a perfect memory and witty intellect, but zero martial prowess to speak of. Finally, a prince, small of body and young of mind, but with a depth of empathy that allows him to communicate beyond his own species. Alone, their shortcomings might be their undoing, but together, they make a powerful team. Yes, they do! God, that is so cool. I love this art of Callum. I really, really do. Like, I love that he looked like he got, like, injured. Did that happen in the show? Did I forget? Did Rayla, like, strike him in the show? I don't think she did, but that's, like, the vibe I'm getting here. It's very great. I love this art down here below it, where we get to see what I presume is Solregum, I think, because he's a fire dragon, perhaps. Also, I really love this, like, look of, like, this, like, burning face when they blow fire. That is really sick. I also like Callum, like, holding Ezran close, and you can see, like, little Rayla. It looks like the characters were a lot younger in the, in some of the other designs, which is actually really fascinating. Oh, wow. Is this Rayla? Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, so she would turn, like pitch black instead of invisible. You know, that actually makes a lot of sense to, like, blend into the darkness and stuff. I kind of dig that. That's an interesting idea. Oh, yes, and then this would be the art of Rayla chasing after the guy. That must be Marcos. It's funny that she let him go in broad daylight, though. I'm glad they changed the scene to being at night, because it makes a lot more sense how he was able to evade the other Moonshadow elves. Page 12. Villains! The father teaching his children dark magic in the sketch script would eventually be named Viren. And my second favorite character? As the series' central villain, he received some of the most careful attention during early development. Viren needed to be much more than just the evil royal advisor. Early descriptions frame him as a truly and wholly loyal to his best friend the king, and willing to sacrifice anything to further the power of humanity. Sacrifice became the core theme for Viren. His true form, which was... Sacrifice became the core theme for Viren. His true form, in which he is frighteningly corpse-like and corrupted by dark magic, is a representation of both his twisted nature and his self-destructive dedication to the elevation of humanity. In their earliest conception, Soren and Claudia were one character, a son who learned dark magic from his father. The son was later split into two characters, one child in Viren's shadow, and the other his prodigy. But once they were split, Soren and Claudia quickly became more than creepy siblings. They sprang to life in concept art, almost fully formed, changing very little from their first paintings, despite a brief detour which Soren had black hair and a more intense demeanor. Yeah, no kidding. Oh my god, look at Sorbear. I'm not okay with this depiction of Sorbear. Oh god. Oh, he's ooh. I don't like this. Thanks, I hate it. I'm glad they changed it. Ooh, no. Great chin though, but no. Overall, I love this image of Claudia too. She's really cool. I love that weird, like, shadowy purple dark energy she's got in her hand. Page 13. The Crashed Dragon. Sometime in early 2016, the writing team sat around a table at Santa Monica coffee shop in Mold over a thorny question for a children's show. If our trio comes from two sides of a war, what does that war look like? How do we show it? That's a good question. Dragons attacking border towns, someone said. Raining fire from the sky, like in Grave of the Fireflies. Oh man, that's an amazing movie. Just thinking about it though, it's gonna make me tear up, so I'm gonna keep moving on. After a lot of pained oh no's and frantic hand-waving about how devastating we wanted our tone to be, we circled back to something compelling. What would happen if three kids caught up in a war witnessed a fighter plane attacking a base, but then the plane was shot out of the sky? What would they do if the pilot survived and it were up to the kids to either help him escape or leave him to be captured, or worse? It was the type of story we wanted the Dragon Prince to tackle, relatable to real-world complexity with no clear right or wrong, but approachable enough to engage a younger audience. It became our first real episode pitch. A dragon attacks a town but is shot down by a dark mage. Knowing their complicated experiences on both sides of the war, will our heroes fight to save the dragon, or leave it to its fate? The seed of the story would eventually become the Book 2 episode Fire and Fury, but at its earliest form, it was a 15-page test script loosely titled The Crashed Dragon. The characters in The Crashed Dragon weren't quite the people they eventually became for the show. Callum was much more cautious with magic than he is, something that never would have worked with Jack DeSantis' high-energy acting. Rayla was a bit cocky, lacking the self-doubt and hesitation she would eventually struggle with. Ezrin, called Findlay, Oof. Good job changing that name to Ezrin. That is Findlay. Oof. Findlay? I'm so glad they changed that. Findlay, at the time, barely spoke at all, but they did have the qualities that formed the core of the Dragon Prince thematically. Humor, heart, and an earnest belief in change. Though they knew the dragon's vicious attack was a small piece of a complex war, someone had to take the first step towards peace. Someone had to show her mercy. When Callum, Rayla, and Ezrin see the power of mercy and forgiveness, of vulnerability, they realize that maybe, just maybe, they have the power to change everything. Alrighty, and that's where I'm going to end this part. So I guess this is just going to be a part 1. Let me know what you guys thought of this video. It's a little different than what I do normally. So if you like the video, please remember to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. What was your favorite piece of art that we looked at today? There's a lot of really good stuff in here, and I can't wait to keep going forward and looking at other pieces. But let me know what you guys thought of this video. This might be a standalone thing, and maybe I'll do more if you guys like it. So until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.